Good morning. Terry Michael here, and I'm calling myself now the Bible Lady because my great grandson Elijah asked, Grandma, and he doesn't call me great grandma, he calls me Grandma. He said, Grandma, what do you teach when you're teaching at church? And I said, I teach about the Bible. So I was really pleased that he asked me, and it was so sweet. So today, Christmas is around the corner, and I want to talk about Bethlehem. And we know that Jesus was born in Bethlehem, but there's a lot about Bethlehem that we don't know. So I want to go back. This is historical, not hysterical, historical, okay? So we're going to go back about 1700 years before Jesus was born. So that's about 3,700 years ago, 3,700, okay? So this was a time when Rachel was traveling with Jacob and the family, and she was expecting a child. Unfortunately, before she reached Bethlehem, she went into labor, and during labor, after labor, she died, but the baby was born alive, and that was Benjamin. She wanted him called Benoni, and Jacob called him Benjamin, meaning the son of my right hand. So, what does that have to do with Jesus? Well, when I looked at it in Dake's, one of my favorite Bibles to read, he said that that Benjamin was called the son of my right hand near Bethlehem, where the son of God's right hand was born. And I just love that. I love that. The son of God's right hand was born in Bethlehem. So, also, then we go on to about 430 years later. Now, this is all to share with you about how God prepares. He prepared Bethlehem to be the place for Jesus' birth. So, there we have the prophetic type of preparation, where he was saying, the son of my right hand will be born there. Then we see about 430 years later, in about 1269 BC, there's the account of Naomi and the famine that arose in Bethlehem. So they had to leave, Naomi and her husband and her sons. They were called Mahlon and Chilion. And Mahlon and Chilion means sick and pining. So I call this sick and pining in Moab, because that's where they went. So there they went to Moab, and Naomi means pleasant one. And she and her husband went there, and her husband died. But her sons had married women of Moab, and one of them was Ruth. And they remained in Moab for a while. And then Mahlon and Chilion, sick and pining, died. So sad. So here Naomi was left with no one except Ruth. She was the one who stuck with Naomi. Now, Naomi told her daughters-in-law, "Will you go back to Moab?" But Ruth decided she would not do that. She said, "No, I will not do that. I'm going to stay with you." So there's a beautiful account. You have to read the book of Ruth to get the full story. And they came to Bethlehem in the time of barley harvest. The widows traveled alone back to Bethlehem, but God had something special in store for Ruth and Naomi, because that's where Ruth met Boaz. And Boaz was of the tribe of Judah, and Ruth, being a Moabitess, went to work in his field because Naomi told her to. And as it says, Boaz was very interested in her. So he wanted to redeem hers. What they called redemption was where he would claim her as his wife. And that's what he did. He was in the line of Elimelech, who was Naomi's husband, and he redeemed her. So we have Naomi and Ruth's name famous in Bethlehem because of Boaz and Ruth. Boaz and Ruth were married, and they had a son. They called him Obed, and he is the father of Jesse, and he is the father of David, King David. It's all beautiful. It's a beautiful story put together there. We can see it. So we can see that God prepares. He prepared Bethlehem. The preparation that he made when he said, "This is the son of my right hand." The preparation that he made when Boaz redeemed Ruth, because God redeems us. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. It's a foreshadowing. Boaz and Ruth is a story of the foreshadowing of our redemption. So I'm trying to find out where, oh yes, redemption. If you don't know exactly what redemption means, well, we have Google, you can look it up. But it's when somebody pays for someone else and pays their debt. And this is what God did for us. He paid our debt. And he paid my debt, and that's one of the most awesome things that I'm thankful for this year. And I'm thankful that you will see it, you will receive it, and you're debt free through Jesus. So until next time, I have more to share about Bethlehem, about the inn, and there's a surprising little story about that. And next time, I hope you'll be able to join me, the Bible Lady, and hear all about it. God bless.